Alright, just because you're on this journey with me. So, A1 Ranch. So, I told you I kept seeing things for, like, garage door. Like, well, I mean, you know, like, the lane stuff and blah, blah, blah. So, the other day, I didn't tell you about this one. I took pictures. There were literally 3 white vans. Like, I don't know how to describe them. Like a white van, some with windows, some not windows. In those parking lot. The Halos, Serenity Rocks, whatever you want to call it. So, 3 of them. So I was like, alright, take a note of those, because obviously, University, you want me to pay attention to those. And there were literally 3. So, I told you I kept seeing, like, a authentic garage door, and I was like, am I supposed to, like, I don't know, get my garage door, like, serviced or something like that? And then I saw the Black Widow, which one I am gonna watch I'm still gonna watch the movie. I feel like I should watch the movie. Although I haven't been seeing more signs for it, so I don't know. But I would like to watch the movie. I want to go, probably when I'm back from the Yosemite trip, take myself out to eat and go watch, go take myself out to the movie, like I said. So, what's up, Hobbs? There's what? What is there, Callie? Oh, geez. Oh, cool. There's rain right over the roads? Okay, you're done with the chicken nuggets? Okay, so next time we see a McDonald's, I will stop. I will get you guys more chicken nuggets, and I will get you M&M McFlurry, Callie. What? Oh, okay. She's trying to hit me in the trash. Hang on. So, then I kept seeing A1 garage doors, and I was like, okay, so A1, I might put that in the other one, in the other bag that I need to throw away, that has a poopy diaper in it, it has her poop in it, the joys of traveling with kids. But I'm smart, and I learned how to line the toilet, the travel toddler potty, with a bag. I'll talk after I'm done with the video. So I line the travel toddler potty that I just always have in my trunk, always. I line it with a bag. So then that way, when she goes poop in it, it just, you know, the poop's in the bag and the pee's in the bag. And I mean, the pee I don't care about. The pee, you know, we dump it, and then I rinse the potty with water. And then, anyways, ADD moment. So I have a bag because we just stopped. Okay, so let me just get there. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. So then I saw the A1 garage door company, and I was like, okay. So I think the A authentic was like meant to catch my attention to the A1. So driving up here, there's an A-1 mountain road, and I was like, okay, well, that's like a synchronicity with the A1 garage door company. And the whole thing with the Black Widow of trust your intuition and not necessarily what's right in front of you. So I'm like, okay. So I've got all this, you know, these signs, synchronicities, pieces of the puzzles, whatever. I don't know how this works yet. I'm trying. My therapist is helping me, because this is how she lives her life. So, like, with my grandpa and him being there outside the door, and her being like, you know, when Dave was like relapsing or getting ready to relapse or whatever, and she was like, well, what does he represent for you? And I was like, well, in my past life regressions, he always comes in and answers questions if I'm not able to see what's going on. She was like, so knowledge. I think I said knowledge, and she's like, so knowledge, like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, definitely knowledge. Like, he represents, like, he gives me answers to questions. So she's like, so it's his way of letting you know, like, yes, you are on the right path with this, with Dave relapsing. Like, it is confirmed, you are not making this up. Like, he is, like, acknowledging, you know, like, acknowledging, yes, like, I'm on the right path. So that's really cool. But, so anyways, so driving up, I see A1 Mountain Road, and I was like, well, that's a definite synchronicity. So now we're driving back down A1 Mountain Road, driving back down to Phoenix from the Grand Canyon, and I'm on the 40, so I took the 64 to the 40, so 40 south, and the next one is going to be the 17, so I'm only like a few miles from the 17. So, not that you know what any of these roads are, but apparently I feel the need to say them for some reason. So, we're driving back down. Callie says she needs to go pee. Okay, cool. So I stop. There's a shell. Perfect timing. She gets out. She goes pee. So we're driving. We haven't been driving that long. And she goes, Mommy, I need to go potty. And I'm like, again? Like, you literally just went. But okay, like, that's fine. Let me find somewhere to stop to take you. The next exit, 1 mile away, is A1 Mountain Road. Like, hello, what are the chances that that's where she needed to stop to go potty? Like, it is definitely, like, the universe trying to get my attention about the A1. I don't know what that means. I mean, there's also A1 steak sauce, right? I have not seen that. I'm gonna laugh if I do. Okay, so A1 Mountain Road, so we stop. So she goes potty, and then then Hobbs says he went peeing, he wants a clean pull-up, so I get him a clean pull-up, and then they're playing in the rocks, and with sticks, and, like, all the stuff, and I'm cleaning up, and so then Hobbs goes, I went poop, so then clean up that, like, man, this is a very long stop here, so, I don't know, there was a Ford Explorer Limited, nothing stuck out to me with the license plate, and then right across the street, there was like a 499 private drive, a couple kids like jumping on their trampoline, lots of firewood, which looked amazing. Like, I don't know, maybe that's where I'm gonna live sometime, like, because I pulled off and I saw these homes, and I'm like, holy crap, these homes are gorgeous. They're really, really big though. Like, I mean, unless I lived there with a bunch of people, I wouldn't want a home that big. Just for like the three of us, because it's like, that's a very big home to take care of. I'm kind of all on the minimalist train right now. No idea the whole reason why I was supposed to stop, but so then I see it says something ranch on a sign a little further down. So like where we stopped off, there's a little like loop around. Basically, it looked like for the people, the bunch of cluster mailboxes for them to come check their mail. And it said like video surveillance and everything, and so I'm sure they enjoyed watching my kids go potty and me change their pull-ups, and then I went pee in the toddler potty because, well, I had to go, so and then so I wanted to go see what the name of the ranch was, and it's A1 Ranch. I was like, alright, universe, I hear you with the A1. But this is just a very interesting way to live life now, to be like, okay, the universe is obviously trying to connect with you, something to do with the A1, the synchronicities, so just, keep it in mind, whatever. So that's why I'm sharing this with you, because you're now on this journey with me of me learning how to live life like this, and it's pretty cool. So yes, skydiving today, this morning. So I am experiencing what I'm going to call a sinus infection, like just the amount of pressure like through here and here, and I'm realizing, I told you, and I don't know how long it's like gone back for. I don't think it was always. I don't remember in Illinois I remember experiencing sinus infections in the spring when they would plow plow the fields, the harvest, in the spring. Oh man, horrible. Like just blowing my nose nonstop for, I don't know, weeks. But like they've never really bothered me, like the pressure never really bothered me back then. Not that I remember. Last year, I don't remember what time of year it was. It was before everything COVID. So, I don't know. But experiencing just like a horrible like sinus infection where I could not lay down. Like I had to sleep sitting up. Like not sitting up, which I should have gone in the recliner now that I think about it, but I was in my bed and didn't think about it, so I propped a bunch of pillows to prop myself up. So I had to sleep like mostly upright because laying down it was like too much pressure for my face to handle, and it's almost on the border of that right now. So I'm like, okay, so I'm experiencing cold sinus infection July like every year, and I'm like, maybe it's my body's way of saying like, you could live in Arizona in the winter months, but you need to live somewhere else during the hot summer months, which I think would be cool. Like, I don't know, Montana, where I was by the lake, that would be neat. I don't know where, but I could do something like that and live. I mean, plus I want to travel, but I don't like living wise, if that's what we're talking about. I just feel like it might be my body's way of saying like that July in Arizona, in Phoenix, no longer resonates with me. So next year in July, I might be living somewhere else and trying it and see if I can make it through July without this awful feeling like cold and sinus infection. So it's not even like the cold didn't bother me, the cough didn't bother me, it's the pressure. Like it was here, but right now it's mostly like here. Like it's so much pressure. So I was a little worried about how miserable it was going to be skydiving this morning. Plus, I got my period in the middle of the night last night. But I mean, the whole purpose of skydiving was just releasing, letting go, surrendering, right? Like that's what I'm trying to work on. Releasing control, releasing fear, releasing basically control and fear, and just surrendering and just saying like, all right, universe, whatever you have in store for me, okay, I get it. Like, I surrender and I will enjoy every moment that comes along. Or at least do my best to, right? So, he's got his ukulele and he just hit her. So she's just took it. I love watching them sort through stuff. I really love watching them sort through stuff. I do my best not to jump in because they both do a really good job of like standing up for themselves, of expressing to each other, and then just watching them express their love. And he gave it back to her, or she gave it back to him. Watching them express their love to one another, you know, like when she picks them up and hugs them and carries them, and they tell each other they love each other. And, oh my gosh, I love it. Like I feel like they really, truly, unconditionally love each other. Where like he hits her with his ukulele, as it calls it, and she said, if you know, like hit me again, I'm gonna take it. And then she does, and she follows through on it, and then he gets mad. Of course he does. Like I love them. The way they express themselves, and they just do it without judgment, you know, to each other. It's so great. So I tossed and turned a lot last night. I think a lot of it was like the sinus stuff. Hobbs was like super snuggly last night, so there was a lot of that too, just because like if he does kick me or whatever, you know, it's kind of like but I think I did toss and turn until like 2:30, and then I slept until like my alarm went off at 5:03 because it adds up to 8. I know. So and I woke up like on my back, no pillow. He was sleeping on my pillow, but he was also sleeping on me. I got a cute picture because he was all snuggled up, and it was so sweet. And he was like sucking on his thumb all snuggled up next to me. But it took me a long time to get my ass up out of bed this morning. I mean, it is early, but it's early and I wasn't like feeling the hottest to just like jump right up and jump out of bed, right? Like having this sinus infection and having my period start in the middle of the night, you know how that one feels with fatigue, and I'm definitely experiencing cramps. And so anyways, my parents came over at like 6 to help out. Just so many things with my parents would just, my mom freaks out about everything, which, you know, it's fine, it's her pattern. It just helps me see a lot of stuff of why I used to other people tell my son to be careful, it starts to get to me. Where usually, like, he'll be standing on the edge of the canal, throwing in rocks, and it's just fine. And then somebody will walk by and say, oh, be careful, and then I'll start to get worried. And like, you know, like, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just come here. And I'm like, obviously just fine, but, you know, still working on it. Mom just freaks out about, like, everything, and it's just, like, all these, you know. So she gives Callie, they gave Callie, an Elena of Avalor scepter. So I don't know if you know what Elena of Avalor is. It's a pretty cute Disney princess. She's like a Disney princess. She rules Avalor. She's a princess, then she becomes the queen. There's some tie-in with, Callie, what's the tie-in with Princess Sophia? Is Elena of Avalor in Sophia's amulet? Is that it?
It's the same kind of amulet. It's different because she has, Sophia has the talking amulet to, little animals and any kind of animal that Sophia could do.
Mm-hmm.
But if Sophia loses her amulet, she can't talk to people at all.
She can't talk to animals at all?
But if Elena had her amulet, if she needed it, like if she got trapped in that amulet for 41 years, she would like, one magical day, she got free from the amulet.
She got what?
She got free from the amulet after 41 years.
Okay, so she was inside the amulet that Sophia wears. Is that correct?
Not the same kind.
Okay, not the same one, but she was inside of an amulet for 41 years and then she was free.
Yes.
Okay.
So, here. Yeah,
So what's the tie-in with Sophia and Elena?
that's only for the Queen show.
Yeah, but how do they know each other?
I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they've seen each other. But there is videos on your phone about that.
Okay. I'll have to look that up because I'm curious how they know each other.
Because I want to see those videos of Elena. Because there's like, it's in the Elena.
Okay.
It's on Elena, the record, but the other Elena, right?
Okay. So my parents bought Callie because she wants a Elena of Avalor party. So, okay, Hobbs, what's up? What do you want to say? Callie, can you be quiet for a second? I can't hear him. What's he saying, Callie? Hobbs, I can't hear you. Can you talk louder? Your rock is what?
Ganja. Rocket went missing. That's ganja.
Oh, your rock went missing, dude.
That's called ganja.
We'll find it when we stop.
Rocket went
Okay.
missing. That's called ganja.
Okay, thank you, Callie. So, apparently that's called ganja when your rock goes missing. So, Callie, Munns Park is where you and Daddy and I stayed in the RV, I think, for a night. So, anyways, she wants to have an Elena of Avalor themed party, and so I got her a dress and a tiara and a necklace, and she wanted a scepter, so my parents got her a scepter. They gave it to her this weekend so she could have it like ahead of time to play with before her party. My mom gives it to her, right, and she goes to like start cutting off the tag. She goes, now, if you know, I'm giving you this, but Yeah, Callie, that's where we stayed for a night. Munn's Park right down there. Do you recognize it? Yep. And she was like, and no hitting the walls with it. I'm like, oh my god, Mom, just like seriously, give her her present and stop like giving it to her with like conditions on it. Just give her her present and let her have fun with it. Like, why do you have to be like, you can have this, but you can't do this and you can't do this? Like, she doesn't do that stuff anyway. It's like, ugh. And then just they, you know, watching my mom freak out a lot about like, Callie, watch the cars, and you have to hold my hand, and you know, just all that stuff, you know, like. And then my dad, your car locks automatically, right? It's locked, right? I'm like, yeah, Dad, it's locked, sure. Like, I don't lock my doors. I didn't feel like getting into that conversation with my parents this time. I don't lock my front doors. I don't lock my car doors, Dad. Like, no. I don't really care if my car is locked. But just, I mean, all the stuff which I've known, you know, like they cross off their name and address on their mail. Like my dad's worried about somebody getting a hold of his Safeway receipt because it's gonna have a Safeway card number on it. And Dad, what are they gonna do? Use it and rack up points for you? Like, oh no. Just all the stuff, you know, with them living in fear, where I'm like, gosh, no wonder. Like I have so much to like overcome with living in fear, because Dave even used to like make comments about things, and I didn't realize, like, I used to cross off my name and address on my mail. It was just, you know, a habit. My parents did it, so I did it. And then I got to a certain point and I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, literally, we used to have phone books, like the yellow pages with everybody's name and phone number and address in them, and everybody was just fine with it. Like, can we get that back? Can we just live like that again? Like, stop being so freaked out about everything, and like just let kids go outside and play and have fun and not freak out about everything. Like, I just, yes, that's exactly what I want. Universe is all the stuff I just mentioned. So it's been kind of exhausting because I realize how much I still get triggered by it and how much I did comment on it. Like Mom, like, just let it be, you know. It's raining again. So, skydiving this morning. Oh my gosh, girl. Yeah, like, seriously recommending it for you and for you. Like, it is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely amazing. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Like, if somebody's like, here, I'm going to take you skydiving tomorrow, I'd be like, okay. It is. I screamed the whole way down until he pulled the chute. He was awesome. Like, very informative on the way up, like showing me a bunch of stuff, like where Havasu Falls are, and, you know, just showing me different things with the canyon, like the Kaivalverum Trail and Bright Angel Trail, and just showing me different things and telling me about some like underground rock lava river that we have, that like the lava is hardened, and I had no clue that this existed in Arizona. I'm like, okay, that is a must go. Like, I need to go see that. So now I know where it is and how to get to it, and just, yeah, he was great. And so it was really funny because I get there at 7. Turns out I could have slept in for half an hour. I mean, they could have let me know that, but whatever. So a couple people it's fine. Obviously, all worked out the way it was supposed to. I did get to talk to the people who went before me. So they had gotten rained out yesterday. So I think it was like a dad and a daughter, but I didn't ask. But it was like a younger, I don't know, a younger, like maybe around my age or younger. And then a guy who's 65. And then there was another woman there with him who did not go, she said, because of injuries. And so they had gotten rained out yesterday, and he was going for his birthday. So they had them go today at 7 because there was only one other person signed up for 7:30. And funnily enough, it's a girl named Amanda who is solo traveling. She is an ICU nurse, so some commonality there with some, you know, more, not necessarily first responder, you know, but like some more intense work kind of stuff. But she said that I asked her, I was like, so, you know, what made you want to go skydiving? And she was like, well, this is the trip that I put off. She's like, I'm an ICU nurse, and this is the trip that I put off, or that I had to put off because of COVID, and now I'm doing it. So she had just gotten back, or she had just gone to Zion. How amazing and funny is that? And she had just yesterday done Angel's Landing, and she's a solo traveler. She did it in the morning though at 8. She said when she got done with the switchbacks it was like 8, and she said it was so crowded, and I was like, yeah, that's what I wanted to avoid when I did it, because I told her I went last month, and I said that's what I wanted to avoid when I went. So I went at 1 p.m. and she was like, oh yeah, I can't do that with the heat. I was like, yeah, I live in Arizona, so like the heat is literally like no big deal to me, you know. Like me hiking Angel Landing at 1 was like, it was hot, but totally doable. And there were other people too, so it's not like I was the only one. And not that that matters, you know, but it is comforting to know that you're not the only one. So it was just really funny because so I asked if she did the Narrows, and she said yes. She said that it had been closed because of the torrential downpours, and then they opened it up, and then she was, you know, walking it, I guess is what you would say for the Narrows, and she said there was a rock fall and some people got injured, but she was like, I was already past it, so I just kept going, because I think she said they might have closed it again after that. She said, and then there were like a bunch of signs saying like, you know, like flood watch and blah blah blah. She was like, so, you know, she was like, I figured if I don't die here at the Narrows, then maybe tomorrow is skydiving. And it's just funny the way people say that, you know. But I mean, that's the way to like live your life. Just live it and go have fun. And so then she said she like went to the Keys, and then she's going to Phoenix, and then back home, and she lives in Manhattan, I think is what she said. So that's why she said like the weather is just totally not doable for her. So anyways, it is a little bit, yes. So yeah, just because it got really 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 wet before, and I don't think I want my car getting quite that wet again. But yes, you can put it down a little bit and experience the rain for a little bit. Hobbs, do you want your window down a little bit? No? Okay. So, I can't even explain skydiving. Like, I literally cannot even remotely begin to explain just how amazing. And I feel like I did a really great job. Like, I was nervous as crap. So nervous. But I did great. I have the video that I'm going to post later. Just such an amazing fun time. And doing it over the Grand Canyon it's absolutely magical. And that's what literally at the end he said, would you do it again? And I said, fuck yeah. Like, if somebody asked me, you know, like, hey, tomorrow I'm going to take you skydiving, I would literally be like, okay. Didn't, you know, like, the head stuff, the cramps, not a care in the world when you are free falling. And I literally cannot believe I actually did it. I can and I can't. Like I actually jumped out of an airplane. Like, just, oh my god, it's just, and it really is, it's like the lead up to it, and then once you do it, you're just, there's no words, literally no words to describe it. And would totally, highly recommend it for anybody. Especially skydive the Grand Canyon. Sean, my instructor, was great. Sean Iskew, I think that's his name. And then he was telling me about how the whole staff lives in a house together, like an hour and 20 minutes away from a grocery store, an hour and 20 minutes away from a gas station. Like, they literally live in the middle of nowhere, and it's a 9-bedroom, 5-bath house. And I think the owner of the company might own the house, and all the staff members live in it, including the owner. But the owner and his girlfriend travel all the time, and when they're not traveling, they just stay in one of the bedrooms. And then this guy said he has like 3 bedrooms. I think 3 bedrooms, 2 baths maybe. But he has 4 kids, but 2 of them are out of the house. One of them's a nurse, one of them's starting the army tomorrow, and then 2 of them still live at home. So I think 2 of them might live with him, and that would explain the 3 bedrooms. And then, so he lives there with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend helps, like, run. Him and his girlfriend basically help run Tarragon skydiving. So it was just amazing when he was telling me about this house and stuff like that too. And I was like, see, that would be the way to like do a big one. And then the pilot lives in one of the, like, lives there too, and the other instructor lives there too, and like the whole staff lives there in this house. So that's pretty cool. And then the owner just owns it and has no part in running it. He doesn't want any part in running it. He just wants to own businesses, and that's it. And I guess he's some 31-year-old millionaire who owns a bunch of businesses and is rich and lives like a hobo, which does not surprise me. And I guess he's here on a visa, I don't know, maybe from Mexico, because he said he was just in Mexico for a while, but I'm not sure. But he said that he's here for a little bit longer, and then he has to leave for a month because his visa's expired, and then he'll have to wait until he can come back, which is just so interesting because he owns businesses here, but yet he's not allowed to live here, you know, because his visa is expired. So just kind of interesting and cool. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like just traveling and just letting the businesses, you know, like hiring good people and letting them run themselves, like that's a pretty cool way to earn a living. So I think that was it. And then I went back to the hotel and passed out hardcore for an hour, like I told you. Like my dad was like, okay, well, we're gonna get packed up and on the road. And I was like, no, we're not. I am taking a nap because I was exhausted after. So I napped for like just under an hour, and that was amazing. It took me a little while to wake up. And it was enough now to like do the drive. So, I'd say as I'm yawning, but it's the yawning and not actually like necessarily tired. Like if I laid down, I wouldn't fall asleep right now. Okay, so I think that's everything. The Grand Canyon's amazing. It was really nice to take the kiddos and share it with them, and we rode the like shuttle because they wanted to see it. And it was so cute because Hobbs like fell asleep on my mom, and it was cute to watch him snuggle with her. Okay. And it was just really fun to travel like with the kids too. And I still had some help with my parents, but not like a lot, but some. So it was like, okay, this is nice. This is like a nice little transition to me eventually traveling with the kiddos myself, which I do want to do. So I'm gonna let you go so Hobbs can talk to me.